On the night of July 6, 2008, Shanghai's 110 emergency hotline received an anonymous call at 11:55 p.m. A man reported hearing foreign voices calling for help near Zhaohua Road, but didn't give an exact address. Police officers checked the area, but finding nothing unusual, assumed it was a prank and left. Hours later, the situation turned tragic. At 5 a.m. on July 7th, a janitor started her morning shift at the Yinsen building. As she cleaned the stairwell between the 4th and 5th floors, she stumbled upon a horrifying scene. The lifeless body of a young foreign woman lying in a pool of blood. She screamed in terror, and the building's security quickly arrived, shocked at what they saw. The police were called again, and this time, the scene revealed a violent crime. The victim was soon identified as Diana O'Brien, a 23-year-old model from Salt Spring Island, British Columbia, Canada. She had been working in China for just 2 weeks after arriving in Shanghai on June 24, 2008, to pursue modeling jobs through JH Model Agency. The agency had arranged for her to stay in room 602 of the Jinsen building, an apartment shared by models. Diana had a predictable routine. During the day, she attended events and fashion shows. At night, she sometimes went out with fellow models before returning home to rest. Investigators quickly noticed signs of struggle in her apartment. Bloodstains were found inside room 602, and furniture had been disturbed. Yet, there were no signs of forced entry. The windows and balcony were intact, and the lock was undamaged. This meant the killer likely entered with Diana or was let in. The building's security guard reported that Diana came home alone around 10:50 p.m. on July 6th. Some neighbors recalled hearing a man and a woman arguing around 11:30 p.m. but didn't think much of it. Diana's roommate, Charlotte Wood, a model from the UK, wasn't home that night. When she returned later and helped police catalog Diana's belongings, she noticed several missing items: a rolling suitcase, MacBook, Canon camera, 2 phones, 3 rings, clothes, cash, and some other valuables. Forensic analysis determined that Diana died from multiple stab wounds that punctured her internal organs. She had defensive injuries suggesting she fought back. Her time of death was placed between 11 p.m. on July 6th and midnight on July 7th. The brutal killing shocked the public, especially with the Beijing Olympics just weeks away, and Shanghai known for its safety and international community. Media attention grew rapidly, and the Canadian consulate pressed for answers. Under pressure, Shanghai police formed a special task force. Charlotte was initially questioned but cleared after confirming she'd been out working that night. She felt deep guilt, saying that had she been home, she would have locked the doors and windows, something Diana described as laid back, often neglected to do. Friends and family back in Canada were devastated. Her father, Michael O'Brien, described Diana as a beautiful, innocent, loving girl, chasing her dreams. Her boyfriend of 5 years, Joe Barry, told police she wasn't involved with drugs, didn't drink heavily, and lived cautiously in Shanghai. While she occasionally felt homesick and wanted to return to Canada early, she hadn't expressed fear for her safety. Investigators began piecing together clues. A resident reported seeing a young man dressed in black with white shoes enter the Jinsen building at 11:03 p.m. on July 6th, following another resident who was taking out garbage. Security confirmed he wasn't a tenant. Surveillance cameras later revealed more. At 11:47 p.m., a man in black with a torn shirt was caught on camera near the building. The timing matched the attack. Initially, he wasn't considered important because he appeared empty-handed and calm, but when police expanded their review of footage, they saw him return to the building twice early the next morning. First riding a bicycle around 3 a.m., then buying water at 4:06 a.m. Finally, at 4:37 a.m., he was captured leaving with a rolling suitcase and later hailing a taxi. Charlotte confirmed the suitcase looked like Diana's. Investigators realized this man was likely the killer. The hunt intensified. Police tracked his movements across the city, noting his Anhui accent. They focused on migrant workers from Anhui province. By July 9th, after combing through security footage and gathering tips, they learned from staff at a tea house on Zhaohua Road that the man resembled a former waiter named Chen Zifeng, who had quit his job on June 20th. He had mentioned working in Huzhou, Zhejiang, and had a cousin there. Yet, when police checked Langxi County records, they found no one by that name. It appeared he was using a false identity. Officers split into two teams. One traveled to Langxi to verify his real identity, while the other searched Huzhou, a hub for migrant workers in children's clothing factories. In Huzhou, they learned Chen often hung out in internet cafes. Police discreetly checked over 40 cafes on the night of July 9th, but missed him. Just as the investigation seemed to stall, a local officer remembered seeing the young man before. Colleagues confirmed his true name, Chen Jun, an 18-year-old from Shizi Town, Langxi County. A critical breakthrough came when Langxi police discovered that Chen Jun had just applied for a new ID card and was scheduled to pick it up on July 11 at 8 a.m. Officers quickly set up an ambush around the police station. At 7:55 a.m., Chen Jun appeared, unsuspecting. He was arrested without resistance and confessed to the murder soon after. Chen Jun's background painted a grim picture. Born in 1990 and raised in a single-parent household, he dropped out of school early. By 16, he was already working in low-paying factory jobs, but struggled to keep employment due to laziness, long gaming sessions at internet cafes, and a smoking habit that drained his small wages. In June 2008, he quit his tea house job and, running out of money, decided to steal to afford travel back home. On July 6th, Chen Jun wandered into the Jinsen building with a folding knife. Seeing room 602's door ajar, he slipped inside, intending to snatch valuables and leave quietly. As he grabbed a laptop, Diana unexpectedly emerged from her bedroom. She smiled and said something in English, but he, unable to communicate, panicked. Demanding money in Chinese, he gestured aggressively. When she didn't comply, he threatened her with the knife. Terrified, Diana screamed and fought back. In a frenzy, Chen stabbed her and chased her into the stairwell, where he delivered fatal blows before fleeing with only a small amount of cash. Later that night, guilt and fear gnawed at him. Wondering if Diana was dead, he called 110 from a public phone to anonymously alert police. When officers came and left, he saw an opportunity to steal more. In the early morning hours of July 7th, he returned, looted the apartment, taking the laptop, camera, clothes, foreign currency, and suitcase, then left by taxi and fled to Huzhou. There, he sold Diana's MacBook for just 1,000 RMB before eventually returning to his hometown. When police arrested him, they recovered the stolen items, including the knife, camera, clothing, and jewelry. It took authorities just 4 days to capture the killer. On November 17, 2008, Chen Jun was convicted of robbery and intentional homicide. He was sentenced to death, but the sentence was given with a reprieve, meaning possible commutation to life imprisonment. This outcome was influenced partly by Diana's mother, Deborah O'Brien. Though devastated, she recognized his disadvantaged upbringing and lack of opportunity. She said he seemed a pawn of poverty and neglect, though she acknowledged nothing justified taking her daughter's life. The tragedy highlighted uncomfortable truths behind Shanghai's glamorous modeling scene. Diana had gone abroad seeking better work after Canada's industry slowed. Though promised legitimate modeling gigs, she was instead booked for promotions, selling whiskey in nightclubs, dancing at corporate parties, and doing low-paying events. Many foreign models worked on tourist visas, leaving them vulnerable and unprotected. Diana had even planned to break her 3-month contract early and fly home on July 24th or 25th. She never got the chance. After the murder, JH Model Agency quickly disappeared. Phone lines went dead, offices closed, and its website vanished. Diana O'Brien's death shocked both China and Canada. It was a story of youthful ambition colliding with harsh realities. A young woman pursuing her dream abroad, betrayed by an unsafe environment and systemic neglect. At the same time, it exposed the struggles of China's migrant underclass, young, uneducated men like Chen Jun, adrift in cities they can't thrive in. His desperate act took an innocent life, leaving 2 families shattered. Even now, Diana's story lingers as a cautionary tale about the risks young travelers face in unfamiliar places, especially in industries that lack protection. It is also a reminder of the social pressures that can drive marginalized youths toward crime. Her final Facebook post, "Diana is missing her other half," now reads heartbreakingly prophetic, a glimpse of her longing for love and safety just days before her life was cut short. Thank you so much for watching today's story. If this video moved you or taught you something new, please give it a like and subscribe. Stay safe, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next case.